Back with another one, y'all. Already know, man. Good to be with the family as always, man. Rocking with y'all. Y'all rocking with me. It hit different. We taking it to the next level, man. This one right here is about your boy P. Diddy, man. It's on a whole nother level, man. And I'm not even going to be on here long on this topic because we covered this so many times. I just want to give y'all the information and let y'all know what's going on, man. And man, it hit different. That's all I can say. Y'all already know the scoops on a lot of the new things that's done came out, a lot of things that's done been out since he's been locked up. He's also coming out with another proposal for his fourth time to try to secure a bond. You know, all these people coming out, people saying they got the tapes, and it's just Miss English, she's chewing them up because she said she's been ruining the entertainment industry. Courtney is doing the same thing with these tapes and stuff he's alleging that he got and who's all in it. If y'all haven't seen none of that, y'all can check that out in the other videos that I have posted. If y'all need me to, I can give y'all another update on that too, about everything and anything that they're saying that's on these tapes, and how Trump and Elon is going to interfere with this and make sure that everything is revealed, including the Epstein's list. It's a lot of accusations. Jaguar Wright and Courtney kind of waving that out now, so hopefully, you know, they team up and knock it out of the park. She was really just upset about that book, mostly, not the flash drives that he had with the videos on it. Allegedly, they're saying Elon has material, which is tapes, that he paid a great amount for, that he has in his possession. Which, of course, you know, if anybody can get material, it's going to be him. Man, it's going to be shaking up a lot, man. A lot of people involved in this, man. A lot of people, a lot of celebrities, they saying that's involved in this, man. And it's crazy. They're talking about his adopted daughter again. You know, they're going back with the tunnels and stuff again. Allie Carter, she's chewing them up. I mean, dude, this is crazy. Candace Owens is going in. Jay-Z right-hand man is going in on both parties. Break Baby's alleging that Chris Brown got paid to do stuff with Kim Kardashian on Kanye West's behalf, which allegedly they say that people do that. They pay you to watch and this and that and they do all kind of things, you know. So that's why they were saying Bow Wow was hating that Diddy's not here, because they all get paid to do stuff. You know, so they not getting that check to be able to do stuff like that, and they ain't got to drop an album or a track or nothing like that. They just go to the party and get paid. So, you know, a lot of people are shaking up about it too as well. Of course, y'all know that, and they're shaking up about who's going to be coming out first, second, third, and so forth. So, you know, it's crazy, man. Y'all check this out, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. Hit the comments, man. Let's talk about this in the comments. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that for me, man. I appreciate y'all, man. And y'all support is always appreciated, man. Till the next time, man. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed, stay warm, stay healthy, stay happy. And I'm going to holler at y'all on the next one, man. I am out.
How did the Cassie video affect the way or alter the way you look at Diddy?
Well, you know, it really threw me for a loop because, as I've always stated, I always think about and talk about the things that I know to be true about Sean Combs. And, you know, after I saw the video, I went and saw him in Miami and we had a conversation. And I let him know how affected I was by that. And, you know, I didn't know that he had that in him to do that.
My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility.
So my conversation with him was basically like, yo, like, you one of my heroes out here, and you hurt me with that.
And what do you say back to you?
I mean, it was pretty much, you know, a brotherhood moment that I'd rather not discuss right now, but, you know, it was a real emotional moment.
Can you give me some sense of it? Because I think it's important to know how he was dealing with friends like you when you suddenly see something like this that you say comes out of the blue.
He was hurt that video came out. It crushed him, you know, because he's like, yo, my daughters and my mom gotta see this. And I'm like, yeah, and your friends gotta see it too. So it really hurt him that video came out.
That's interesting. It hurt him because the video came out or because of what he did on the video?
I believe both hurt him. What he did on the video, he couldn't believe that was the darkest point in his life, and he had to relive that and see that again with his ex-girlfriend of 10 years. Who wants to see themselves beating on a girl in a video? I think that would kind of like hurt all of us, any man.
It sounds like seeing the video was the headline as opposed to what he did to her.
No, I wouldn't say that. You know what I'm saying? I just know that he was in a dark place in his life, as he described to me, and that, you know, he was just doing a lot of drugs, and it was just dark for him.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life.
You know, so I wouldn't just say it's just what he saw. I believe it was the act and what he did as well that hurt him. I just feel for both of them. I feel for he, and I feel for Cassie.
He said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
But then he said something about a window and a door.
Oh, then he said, you did it whole
I did a lot of homework on you this lady.
He said, there are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
Gene ain't never fired his gun a day.
No, I get it. I get it.
He ain't never had a fight with about this a day.
Right.
When y'all did that little thing, y'all little skit y'all did, and Wack was like, yo, Big Gene, it wasn't Big Gene. It wasn't Big Gene. Now he's an actor, crater face, ugly. Man, listen to me. He got a face only a mama could love. You put that nigga brains in a bird, it'll fly backwards. He ain't shit the bird left on the fence. But this nigga want to get up there and try to talk about somebody, when in fact, I know for a fact, but see, you cannot. It's against the law to tell who's a federal agent. But I know for a fact, this nigga has worked with federal agents. That's how he got off that shit that was in Oklahoma. That's how he got the trucking business. Because the feds will help you set up stuff. The feds will help you own shit. Shout out to Desiree and OG1, them over there. Nigga, don't let me start talking. Because it's no way Wack 100 is going to tell a blatant fucking lie to the courts on tape. And they don't hit him with a perjury charge. Unless he dun 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 dun. Working with an agent.
Diddy can't come to LA. He can't nobody come to LA. Puffy white Biggie, he white Tupac. Right. Because we know that he paid Keefy D to knock him off. So Chris Brown gave it a motherfucker too. Y'all know Kanye West once asked Chris Brown to come over and smack Kim Kardashian in front of him. Who got better sex, Ray J or Chris Brown? Shout out to Chris because he knocked down Kim Kardashian. Nigga, fuck niggas. Like, yeah, Chris Brown went to go fuck Kim Kardashian in front of Kanye. Deny that. I call Tiger right now. Cause he was raping, he was with Kylie. She was like 12. Still, he's talking about Chris Brown. Fuck all these bitch ass niggas. Gay.
Everybody know Chris Brown, man. Everybody know that. Everybody listen, brick. Everybody ain't mama.
Somebody tell you drink that water real.
Everybody knew that Snoop Dogg, not again, mentioned him in December of 2020, but everybody beat the hell out of me. Screw you, that can't be true. What the hell do I know, right? And then recently it just came out again that Snoop Dogg got accused of actually trafficking children. And what did everybody do? Ooh, Snoop Dogg is at the halftime. I'm going to the halftime. But we canceled Dr. Seuss. And Jemima. And nobody mad. Nobody. Super Bowl had this. They were dripping down from the letters. The LVI. I know, but that's fine. That's fine. Let's go to the game. Make some hot wings. It's fine. It'll pass. It'll pass, right? It's a phase. It's just a phase. But oh no, tell somebody that plastic straws are coming back and throw a fit. Let a convict get arrested. Somebody put a knee on a convict's neck and it's over. The neck of a child. Crickets. Crickets. Nothing. Everything's fine.
What is Bill Gates trying to hide? According to the New York Times, Bill Gates has given Kamala Harris over $50 million. Could it have anything to do with keeping the Epstein client list quiet? Elon Musk told the truth to Tucker. He knows all about this Epstein client list. Watch this.
You know, I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead, so, you know, in general, you always have to be careful.
Will that ever come out, do you think?
You know, I think part of why Kamala's getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Gates.
And Gates.
Yeah.
And I only ask that because you just look at them and you're like, that's a nervous person right there. I don't know. I mean, I assume you know them. Yeah.
Yes. Reid Hoffman was my vice president of business development at PayPal.
Yeah.
24 years ago.
Does he seem nervous to you?
Yeah, I mean, he's terrified of a Trump victory.
Because of the disclosure that would follow?
I think, yeah, I mean, I think he's certainly ideologically not aligned with Trump anyway, but I think he is concerned about the Epstein situation.
Of course. It's one of the big reasons, of course, that Melinda Gates divorced Bill Gates, his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
You know, it was also widely reported that Bill had a friendship or business or some kind of contact with Jeffrey Epstein, and that you were not, that was very upsetting to you. Did that play a role in the divorce at all in this process?
Yeah, as I said, it's not one thing, it was many things. But I did not like that he'd had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you made that clear to him?
I made that clear to him. I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time.
Did you?
Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. And I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards. So, you know, my heart breaks for these young women because that's how I felt. And here I'm an older woman. My God, I feel terrible for those young women. It's awful.
You felt that the moment you walked in? I didn't realize
was awful.
That. Yeah. And you shared that with Bill, and he still continued to spend time with him?
Any of the questions remaining about what Bill's relationship there was, those are for Bill to answer.
Okay.
But I made it very clear how I felt about him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So $50 million Bill Gates just donated to Kamala Harris, because that Epstein client list will remain behind. It will remain sealed if Kamala Harris wins the presidency.
Yes.
Absolutely 100%.
Between Diddy and Epstein, there's probably several thousand hours of footage here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that the people on those videos are lecturing the rest of us about our moral failings, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
What is that?
Well, I mean, part of how they deflect attention from themselves is by, criticizing the morals of others.
Yes.
It's sort of like a preemptive moral strike. Those who are saying Trump is a threat to democracy are themselves actually the threat to democracy.
It feels like we're getting to a place where the rest of us know too much. Like, what happens next now that we know all this? The kidnapper's shown us his face. Like, what happens?
Well, I think if Trump wins, we can do some house cleaning and shed light on things.
A massive flashing red warning here. What I'm about to say is quite disturbing. There's a lot of uncomfortable language. And if you are triggered or upset by sex assaults and violent assaults, etc., then this is definitely not the show for you tonight. The accuser is named Ashley Parham, and she has agreed to allow her name to be made public. Let's be real clear about that. She is going public with her name. She says that in February of 2018, she met a man named Shane Pierce at a bar, and that Shane FaceTimed Diddy outside on the sidewalk, apparently trying to impress her. But Ashley Parham says that she told both Shane and Diddy on FaceTime that she wasn't impressed. And this is important. She says she believed that Diddy had something to do with the murder of Tupac Shakur, and said as much. Allegedly, Diddy warned her that she would pay for saying something like that. So let's just fast forward now to a month later, where she says this guy Shane invited her to come to his apartment. And the lawsuit says, quote, plaintiff and defendant Shane then began to watch a movie, and defendant Shane offered her a glass of water, which he retrieved and brought back to the plaintiff. A few minutes later, Ashley Parham says that P. Diddy showed up with an entourage, including his top aide, Christina Coram, an unnamed woman who is not a defendant in the suit, and 3 unnamed men, one of whom she says was Diddy's driver, and Parham says that that driver waited outside throughout the whole of what I'm about to tell you. Parham says that Diddy was antagonistic from the start and that he put a knife to her face. And now this is where I start reading directly from the complaint. Defendant Shane then partially undressed plaintiff, and then defendant Diddy removed the remainder of plaintiff's clothing, removing the knife from her face, and then retrieved a bottle of liquid from a large fanny pack. Defendant Diddy then squirted a bottle of liquid on plaintiff, which placed her in fear that she was being squirted with a chemical substance like acid. Plaintiff soon realized the substance was an oil/lubricant. Plaintiff was squirted with this liquid substance all over the entirety of her naked body. Defendant KK was then told by defendant Diddy to insert what looked like a syringe from sterile packaging into plaintiff's vagina. Defendant KK did as told, and then told defendant Diddy that she was unable to use the IUD because it had prematurely been released from its packaging, and an IUD is a birth control device. Defendant Diddy, upset by this, took the so-called syringe from defendant KK and tried inserting it into plaintiff's vagina instead. Defendant KK and Diddy began to argue as defendant KK continued to advise defendant Diddy that since the IUD had been prematurely released from its packaging, there was no way they could insert it into plaintiff's vagina effectively. After some time, defendant Diddy heeded the advice of defendant KK and removed the syringe from plaintiff's vagina and handed it to defendant KK. Defendants KK and Jane Doe then exited defendant Shane's residence, leaving the plaintiff alone with defendants Diddy, Shane, and Doe's number 1 and 2. Defendant Diddy then picked up a television remote that was near to plaintiff and violently inserted it into plaintiff's vagina. Defendant Diddy, while violently raping plaintiff with a television remote, told plaintiff that her life was in his hands and that if he wanted, he could, quote, take her, and she would never be seen again. Plaintiff began hysterically crying from the threats by Diddy, along with the pain of being violently, vaginally raped by defendant Diddy with the television remote, as well as the lingering pain from the ordeal with the IUD syringe insertion. Defendant Diddy then instructed defendant Shane to turn plaintiff on her stomach, seemingly tired of hearing plaintiff's blood-curdling cries. Defendant Shane then grabbed plaintiff by her abdomen and hips and turned plaintiff on her stomach. Defendant Diddy then instructed defendant Shane to put a pillow over her head because he didn't want to see her face or hear her cries, and instructed defendant Shane to anally rape plaintiff. Defendant Shane did as he was told by defendant Diddy and began to anally rape plaintiff. Defendant Diddy then violently raped plaintiff anally after defendant Shane. Defendant Doe number 2 then joined defendants Diddy and Shane, taking a turn anally raping plaintiff. Immediately after defendant number 2 raped plaintiff, he exited defendant Shane's residence.
Well, her attorney says she was in her 30s at the time of this alleged violent attack. It happened just about half a mile away from the Orinda police station here in a quiet neighborhood about 6 years ago. In a lawsuit filed Monday, a Bay Area woman is coming forward with accusations against Sean Diddy Combs. Ashley Perham says in 2018, Diddy and his entourage violently gangbang-style raped her in Orinda. We're naming her because she's publicly named in the lawsuit. Her attorney, Ariel Mitchell, says it all started when she met a man named Shane Pierce in a bar in Contra Costa County, who began a FaceTime call with Diddy.
She actually made a quip about Mr. Combs having something to do, that she didn't like him because he had something to do with Tupac's murder.
The lawsuit states that Diddy made a remark that she would pay for her statement regarding Tupac. About a month later at Pierce's home, the 63-page lawsuit describes a violent attack where Parham was violently raped by Diddy, his bodyguard Christina Coram, Pierce, and 4 other unidentified people. The lawsuit says Parham believed Pierce invited her over to set her up to be assaulted by Diddy. It claims after the attack, an argument ensued and a gun was fired, saying neighbors got involved, calling police. But the sheriff's deputy with Contra Costa County did not offer to take her home, nor did he call for emergency services, including an ambulance, nor any offer to take her to the hospital, nor any offer to help her. The Contra Costa County Sheriff's Office told us in a statement, a report was taken on March 23, 2018. We take these cases seriously, and detectives thoroughly investigated the accusations. It was later determined the claims were unfounded. The lawsuit says a few weeks later, Parham was still in pain and reeling from the horrific assault. Parham says she also reported the incident to Walnut Creek Police and Orinda Police without naming Diddy, as she felt she would not be believed.
It's affected her life dramatically. I think it's made her extremely shy and reserved and really an invalid.
Pierce was renting a downstairs apartment in the home on Loma Vista Drive where it happened, according to the lawsuit. The woman who lives there confirms Pierce lived there, but that he was too sick with cancer and ALS to have done this. She also says Pierce did not know Diddy. Mitchell says she reached out to the law enforcement agencies for their reports, but says they have not provided it.
What I found to be most suspicious was that letter from the police saying they wouldn't release to the victim the remnants of her own report.
And 6 years later, she's finally coming forward.
There's strength in numbers, but more importantly, that Diddy is in jail.
And we were unable to reach Diddy's attorneys or Mr. Pierce. Now, this is a civil lawsuit joining about 20 other cases against Diddy. In a civil lawsuit, there are no charges involved. But if you'd like to read the full lawsuit, you can find it on our website, ktvu.com. Mike, Christina.
3 signs suggest that the Diddy in prison is not the real one. Number 1, the photo taken when Diddy was arrested looks strange. Compared to Diddy's lifestyle photos, this image shows very noticeable differences in expression and features. In the photo, Diddy's pupils appear red, his eyebrows are overly thick, and his expression is blank, almost robotic. Insiders claim that the real Diddy has escaped, and the one who was arrested is just a clone. Number 2, Diddy's private jet is still operational. In Diddy's past videos, he often showcases his private jet, and no one can use it without his permission. Just a few days ago, the jet mysteriously landed in Oakland. Reports suggest that Diddy has only 300 minutes of phone time in prison each month, so he couldn't possibly arrange private jet travel for others. It's reasonable to speculate that Diddy himself was on that plane, possibly planning an escape abroad. Number 3, Diddy's secret passage remained open until the police shut it down. Such secret passages are usually well hidden, but the police easily found the entrance. Clearly, Diddy has escaped through the passage and will not return to that house, making the passage worthless now.
Uncle Rod, Beyonce's ex-bodyguard, who threatened to expose them. Yeah, threatened to expose them, I believe, in 2023. Is deceased. He's passed away.
He died from that pneumonia. You know, just like Kim.
Just like Brittany Murphy. That limonia ain't no joke. Every time somebody get to telling the truth about someone, whoever's been lying, they just say a little prayer and then the limonia come and then
It's 2024. They even have some that have air conditioning. With such expensive cargo that makes them millions of dollars, they would add air conditioning. Or like this one here and just add air vents. I promise you, they're in.
Trolling me this whole time. Just like the National Syndicate and all this. They'll come kill me, bro. They'll kill me for this. Literally murder me. I'll be like, tomorrow you'll be like, yeah, Ray J overdosed from some fentanyl that he did. It's like, damn, Ray J was a drug addict. He died. That ain't really what happened.
Right.
They killed me.
I'm praying for your protection. Do you?
I need to be in the pastor protection program.
Nah, I got you. Yeah, I got you. I'm pulling out the ushers right now. I don't know if we're gonna find it. You're too valuable to God and too valuable to your family.
We gotta get it in the church.
Oh no.
You know the PPP, the pastor protection program.
Yeah, that's the next venture.
Smart.
Yeah, no, let's
protect the people who trying to tell the truth from the enemies who will cut their throat if they expose what it is. We dealing with billionaire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep their image clean. So they'll do anything to shut down the truth. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I've been wearing a vest lately. That was when I was on the roof. And that was, I thought about suicide a lot, but that was when I attempted it. And I really didn't want to do it, but I really did want to do it. Because it's like when you have a bad dream and then you think it's real, it feels real.
Yeah.
And then you wake up, I be feeling like that life really happened. And so whatever dimension I popped into is where I'm at now.
Yeah.
So I had a bad dream last night. So I'm here now with you. I think what happened last night in my mind happened. So if they having a funeral for me in the other dimension, they probably are.
No, you're going to live. You got years to go.
I'm living here.
Yes.
How do you know if every day you don't ever live forever?
Right.
You just keep skipping the different dimensions. I want to talk high talk.
Yeah.
But that's how I be feeling. When I wanted the interview to go a different way. I didn't know how the interview was going to go, but when you said you with the shit in the beginning, it just hurting.
Yeah.
They did because it's like, damn, man, like I cannot get away from it. So it's like, since I can't get away from it, why not just jump into it?
Yeah. It's the bravery of your truth, and truth sayers always.
I'm a liar.
No, you speaking truth today.
No, because I might not be able to put this up. I'm still a liar.
Yeah.
I've lied about my whole life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm a liar. Unless I say, these people did this to me. They're very bad people, and they've been
Conspiracy claims that in the 1800s, an ancestor of the Kardashians sold her soul to 4 witches. What she would get for this was that every woman in the bloodline would have a successful career with money, fame, and beauty. But in return, there's a catch. The catch is that any man involved in their life would be cursed. So the reason this conspiracy has gone so viral is because look at the pattern in the men that has been involved with the Kardashians. Example 1, Lamar Odom, extremely successful basketball player, struggled with addiction and overdoses. Rob Kardashian went from being a model and an actor to dealing with depression and barely being able to leave his house. Scott Disick, a successful businessman, now battling with alcoholism and depression. Travis Scott, hugely successful rapper, faced one of the most disastrous concerts in history with Astroworld, and many people passed away. Okay, Bruce Jenner transitioned to Caitlyn but was ostracized by her entire community. Then we have Kanye West. Unfortunately, we all know what happened with Kanye West.
Now, Jay-Z has had relationships with many underage girls, and they can consistently keep trying to pass that off. Was 14 and a half, going on 15 when he started sleeping with her. And I'm not saying allegedly, Sean. And you're lucky I signed the NDAs that I did. Otherwise, I would tell them about all the things that I did with you when I was underage. But I signed the paper and I took the money. After hearing what Mary J. Blige had to say about it, when she even said it out her own mouth that it was an unalivement.
I just know that was.
And then she tried to reword it with a spiritual unalivement.
You know what I'm saying? That was a spiritual, whether people know it or not, because God don't kill people. You know what I'm saying? Whether people know it or not. And I could go deep, but
she further went on to say she got scared because she knew she was going to be next.
From what I know, it ain't supposed to go down like that. And just simple obedience, like, you know, your gut always won you. That your gut never lies to you. And
why does nobody look at what's there? You're such a bad liar, you can't even remember the things you say from interview to interview. Look scared. And your lawyer's not protecting you. And as far as it sounds to me, she ain't much protecting any of her clients.
I will not stand for anybody, including my own client, attempting to undermine my work.
Because I got the text message that I sent you, Ariel, in my phone. And guess what? Today, I'm going to give Sean Atwood the receipts of the text message I sent you, Ariel kid, after you reached out to me, pretending like you wanted to be some kind of ally. And I sent you a very real message, man. I said they're trying to unalive me again. Can you help? You never responded. You went just as ghost as Jussie Smollett did a week ago. But I'm starting to research you, Miss Kid. And so help me God, if I find you've had any legal dealings with Alex Spiro, you and I are going to have a problem, man. Because that Piers Morgan interview is starting to feel like it was a setup. I don't know.
There were rumblings about Diddy's bad behavior for years. Federal officers spent hours removing firearms, computers, boxes, and bags, a massive show of force.
Cassie claimed Diddy was often violent.
There's a lot of things people fear. I know what's gone on. A whole lot of people do.
Are we all perfect? Nah. It's a stunning downfall.
Sean Diddy Combs, Hugh Hefner. What's the difference here?
One black, one white. They're not going to let you leave with the money. They used you. They allowed you. That's what Sean Diddy Combs needs to know. They allowed you to take advantage of the people in the community, but you don't run nothing. Hugh Hefner is really part of the community. You were a pawn. Now you got video on a lot of people, and they seized it because you don't own nothing because the feds got you. I don't know if everybody know that. When the feds got you, you don't own nothing. Ain't nothing yours no more. They taking all that. So they used you as a pawn, my brother, to involve, to do all this other stuff to mainly your own people. That's the difference between you and Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner he wasn't finna go to jail for none of that stuff. None of that stuff he did. But you going down. They're not gonna let you leave with the money.
Cassie wasn't the first woman to feel Diddy's feet on her body. You can go and ask, oh goodness, Justin's mom. Jean told the story about how Diddy was so hot to that he was f***ing her and she had to run underneath, climb under a car like an alley cat.
No matter how small she was crawling up under the car, man.
None of this is new. And every woman who knew what he was capable of and watched him get richer and richer and more powerful and benefited from that money and benefited from that power are just as guilty as he is. Lige, with trash pots, like your sexy reds and your young Miamis. All of these women know exactly what was happening. All of these women knew exactly what kind of monster he is. All of these women witnessed him be terrible to not just them, but to other women, and let that operate for decades.
He woman till she was crawling up under a car, man.
diamonds from Charles. However, it was handed over to her by two mysterious men who barged into her home in the middle of the night. She also claimed she didn't keep the diamonds, and she actually donated them to a charity.
No, well, I didn't really want to be here, so I was made to be here. So obviously, I'm just like wanting to get this over with and get on with my life.
You received a diamond from Charles.
I didn't receive a diamond, and I'm not going to speak about that. Thank you very much. And I'm not here for that.
Well, we've been told that you didn't help the prosecution sort of in this very important case.
Thank you so much. Goodbye. I had a knock at my door, and I opened my door, and two men were there and gave me a pouch and said, "A gift for you."
Did you ask them who they were?
No, I was extremely tired. When they gave me the pouch, I just put it next to my bed and went back to bed.
What did you think the stones were?
They were kind of dirty looking pebbles. They were dirty, I don't know. When I'm used to seeing diamonds, I'm used to seeing diamonds shiny and in a box, you know. Someone hadn't said they were diamonds, I wouldn't have guessed right away that they were diamonds.
Now, it's believed that everything she said was just a load of crap, because her former assistant, Carol White, and actress Mia Farrow, who were both with Naomi on that trip, said Naomi knew exactly where them diamonds was coming from, and that she was more than willing to take them. Carol said Naomi was flirting with Charles the whole night, and that when the diamonds were given to her, she was very excited and even showed them to her. And of course, there's Jeffrey Epstein, who Naomi was allegedly also involved with in committing some very serious crimes. After Jeffrey was arrested, it was revealed that Naomi was allegedly at Epstein's island too. The feds claim she took 5 flights aboard the Lolita Express in 2001 and 2003. 2 originated in the U.S. Virgin Islands, where Epstein owned his own island that was known to be a place of debauchery. A couple of the flights went to the Sao Paulo, Brazil area. Jeffrey was also spotted at multiple Victoria's Secret shows, and they were seen leaving together most of the time. According to Naomi, she said she met him in 2001 after her boyfriend, Flavio, introduced him.
I was introduced to him on my 31st birthday by my ex-boyfriend Flavio. He was always front and center at Victoria's Secret shows.
Did you suspect what he was doing?
No. And what he's done is indefensible. And when I heard of what he'd done, it sickened me to my stomach, just like everybody else. Because I've had my fair share of predators, and thank God that I had good people around me that protected me from this. I mean, right now I stand with the victims. I can't, you know, they're scarred for life.
And then, of course, there's Diddy, who she allegedly dated in 2001, even though she goes around claiming like he a brother to her. Well, at least until he was exposed, and she ended up deleting all of the photos she had with him off her Instagram. People did some digging, and they found out she's actually more deeply connected to Diddy than we knew. She was really close to Diddy and attended every single party he threw. This includes his 54th birthday in London and his album release party. Mind you, all these parties came with freak-offs that went down immediately after, and Naomi was allegedly in attendance there, too. And do y'all remember the time that Diddy literally flew out with Young Miami to London just to surprise Naomi with a cake for getting her PhD?
Oh my God, baby! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Now, I don't know about y'all, but Diddy does not go out of his way to do all these things for people unless, of course, they have strong ties to him and are involved in the things that he does. Now, it's still unclear what exactly Naomi has done for him to get on his good graces like this, but people believe she's a madam behind his trafficking ring, and she's allegedly one of the people who was supplying him with. These rumors got even wilder when people came across this video of American-based Kenyan influencer Elsa Manjimbo. She exposed Naomi for luring her into her circle and introducing her to multiple wealthy men in an effort to get her into relationships with these men. Somewhere down the line, Elsa stepped back, and this infuriated.
They said he had pneumonia. You know, just like Kim, just like Brittany Murphy. That pneumonia ain't no joke. Every time somebody get to telling the truth about someone, whoever's been lying, they just say a little prayer and then the pneumonia comes. And it's I'm surprised they didn't try to say that Liam got that pneumonia, but you know he went over that. The thing is, they say he went on his own, but there's 2 other things that I considered as I speculate. This is all my speculation. None of this is true yet. But what if somebody told him he had? Man, what if he would have rather jumped and be out? Right. You know? Or maybe imminent danger was what I got to feel about Rayford. Raven is greenlit. Nicki Minaj called him out on the down low. And there are people that are ready to confirm it. Oops. Rachel better go ahead. Just go. I told him to become a star. I told he could score his own films with his own music. Yep, him in Orlando. Yeah. That would make an awesome, like, for them to be the Amos and Andy, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? I mean, that's what they're doing these days, ain't it? Giving head to microphones, asking grown men to be condoms. The shit that
Don't make me ask you questions you know you don't want to answer.
Come on, Jag, we here.
I got 3 questions to ask you.
Let's get it.
Do you know D'Angelo Redman?
Do I know Redman the rapper?
No, D'Angelo Redman from Making the Band.
No.
You sure?
Positive. I don't know him.
That's interesting. Number 2, did you know that I had ties to other members of the cast of Making the Band?
No.
I do. About 10.
Okay.
You know, part of the reason why I never talked about some of the artists who I'm close to is because I knew how dangerous their situations was. D'Angelo Redman is one of them. I know a lot of everything that happened inside Making the Band. I ain't trying to put you on Front Street. I don't want to. But you had some choice words to say about me, man. And I'm not gonna lie. When Diddy first got raided and was on the run and they was trying to find him, you was making fun of it. And it wasn't cool. And it never sat well with me.
I was making fun of Diddy for his house
You was
getting
making
raided.
You was making fun about it. Yeah, you was talking
I
about
never did. I
how
never
if you
made
was
fun
his
of
shit.
it.
Listen to me. I listened to you say almost verbatim, yeah, if I was him, I'd be going to, yeah, he doing it big. I would have been on the plane with him.
Absolutely. I never said I would have been
I
on a plane
listened
with
to
him,
you. I
Jag.
listened to
Never,
you say,
never.
Babs, I don't lie, and I would not make that up. I heard you say it online. My point is this. That was before the Cassie tape came out. That was before that.
We did our interview way before that, Jag.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that interview. I'm talking about what you had to say about Diddy being on the run and making fun of it before the Cassie tape came out.
I don't even know what you're talking about, Jag.
I know, Babs, you talk a lot of people around a lot of places. I don't know if you remember, but if I'm not correct, I think it might have been here on this channel you said it.
Nah, I don't recall
But
that.
you were making fun of Diddy getting away. And I thought that was weird, Babs.
I never did that, Jag, because Diddy never got away. Where did he get away to?
Once again, I'm telling you, before Diddy was located, after they raided the properties, you sat online and laughed and joked and said, if you was his girl, you'd have been on that plane and you'd have been out with him. You said that.
You got to pull that footage up, Jag, because I don't remember saying that.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? And this is why I'm glad that I do have some faithful moderators. I'm going to tell my mod squad to go and pull the timestamp. But you did say it and you did joke about it. I was highly offended about it. And I'm addressing it with you now.
Okay, so what if I did say it, which I don't remember, I don't think I did, but what offended you?
The fact that you would joke about him getting away when you know exactly what kind of monster he is.
But he never got away, Jag. So that's why I'm saying I didn't
it was
say that.
before he was located. It happened while, listen to me. You made this statement. You jumped on somebody's live here on YouTube. I will figure it out. But I remember watching it. I was appalled. I can't ask my fiance to corroborate it because
Y'all, Kalena Dunn talked herself into some trouble with the feds because word on the streets is that the feds allegedly have an arrest warrant out for her after they uncovered some evidence about how she allegedly helped Diddy use and hurt women. The crazy part is that she was never on the feds' radar to start with, but she drew suspicion after a recent interview in which she called Cassie naive and claimed that Cassie enjoyed everything that Diddy allegedly did to her. She also claimed that Cassie was a willing participant who only went after Diddy for money, and this set people off big time. Well, it also made the feds suspicious, so they went digging into her. They reportedly found so many suspicious things that they started an investigation, and there's reportedly a warrant out for her arrest. So, what exactly did Kalena do to Diddy's victims? And did she help him force them into freak-offs? Let's talk about this. One thing that everyone needs to know about Kalena is that she loves Diddy down. There are some people who feel like she might even be a little obsessed with him because all she does is go on and on about how he's the best boss ever, how he's the greatest person in the history of music, blah blah blah.
Well, Diddy's my superhero. Diddy is my He-Man. And so as a little girl, I would always look at Puff and be like, yo, he's like the coolest brown skinned guy ever. And you know, you hear people like, yeah, they dancing in the videos, blah, blah. But I was like, yo, you need that energy as an artist. You need somebody to have your back and be getting it. And if we took ourselves as serious, we'd probably be out of here because he believed in the movement, you know?
The crazy part is that she had a weird first encounter with Diddy when they first met because he was literally in his underwear in the studio.
you were making fun of Diddy getting away. And I thought that was weird, man.
I never did that, Jack, because Diddy never got away. Where did he get away to? Yeah, Jack, so MREC hit me. He wanted me to come up here and chop it up with you. So what happened, Jack? Why was you mad at me? Because you went live after that on your
Yeah, because
Instagram.
I'm telling you, don't make me ask you questions you know you don't want to answer.
MREC TV.
ما شاء الله وديما ذكر الله كويس ها وديما حب للناس زي ما تحب روحك مش ربي يفتحها عليك لما قلبك سمح ونظيف.
We switched it up, Bleak. At one point, Tupac switched his energy and he was somewhat coming at Jay-Z for some time.
This was on the Machiavelli album. That was on the Machiavelli album around that same time. Where he was like, Jay-Z from the Hawaiian Sophie fame.
Jay-Z from Hawaiian Sophie fame.
I'm a bad boy. Jay-Z got to. Leaving the strip club Coco's in Miami. Oh, they used to sell the bootleg tapes out there. This is before the Machiavelli album even dropped. Had it. So I'm like, ooh, let me get it. Because I want to hear it. You know what I mean? Get in the van. So remember, this is when Jay was riding in the turtle top.
So you don't know.
So I get in the turtle top, you know what I mean? I put the tape in, and that shit into the part. Yeah, Jay-Z too. That's what Jay said. What he said? And that hole was back there steaming, like, turn that shit off. We listened to the whole album.
That's real.
We listened to what was dope.
I just had a question. I'm just trying to tell all these young cats out there trying to come up, you know, like, where do you think they gotta go to? From your point of view, you know what I'm saying? What is the best advice you could give them? Because I be telling them, like, my best advice is they gotta do it a whole new way, a different way, like they from another planet. But coming from you, coming from the man of men right now, tell them something good. I mean, first of all, you want to stay away from these Diddy popping motherfuckers. Motherfuckers dancing all on the motherfucking stage and shit. They want your ass. You call them astronauts. So be afraid. Be very afraid. You really ain't built for the game. Something like that. Don't be trying to be famous or you gonna run into a motherfucker like that.